All right, check this out, man. I wasn't going to wait for an interview. I'm not going to wait for none of that. So check this out. I'm putting together right here a Who is Bennie Bates question and answer. And I got ChatGPT to cook me up 10 questions that I'm going to answer on the spot candidly right now or whatever, so you can get to know me better and understand who you fucking with and listening to, all right? So here's the first question. Let's get right into it. For someone who's never heard of you before, who is Bennie Bates? For someone who's never heard of me before, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm a human being just like you. I understand a lot about life, human psychology. I'm also a father, and I'm also a really good friend. I like to play Fortnite a lot. Music is my thing, man. I got a natural talent for this shit. You know, I don't know how or why. It was never taught to me. It just is what it is. Yeah. If you're from Jersey, you probably know me from Team Franklin back in the day. Boogie to the 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 speed it up niggas, type niggas. You know what I'm saying? So let's start there. Where are you from, and how did that environment shape the way you move and create? Well, I was born in the Bronx. You know what I mean? I came up and went to school in Harlem. I went to St. Charles Borromeo. I went to the Resurrection. I was like staying heavily in Esplanade Gardens, 148th. And then after that, I moved to New Jersey around 11 years old. Around 11 years old until now, I've been from New Jersey. Me being from New York, you know, it incorporated a lot of style and things like that. You know what I'm saying? My style, my attitude, you know, both my parents being from Harlem, you know what I mean, we all being from New York and all of that type of shit. That's where I get the style, the attitude, and a lot of that stuff from. Now, when it came down to Jersey, Jersey was a different cultural switch for me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had heard of club music or none of that stuff when I came up out here. But that's when club music was first emerging, when they had the Elmo song and all the rest of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to these niggas, listen to these beats. Like, what the fuck y'all listening to? Like, shit on repeat? Like, what the hell is this? So as I lived out here long, I started adopting the culture. You know, it started becoming a part of me. I was always into the entertainment thing. I was always, you know, rapping and writing rap and all of that type of shit. So, you know, Jersey and Franklin Township, to be exact, shout out to the Warriors, you know, got that shit tatted on my neck. The Franklin Township is what helped made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always me, but Franklin Township definitely, like, brought the greatness out of me through a lot of their programs, their dance programs, performance arts programs, and a lot of things like that. So that's what kind of turned Bennie Bates into Bennie Bates. Since I was always Bennie Bates, but I needed the outlets and the tools that the community and, you know, just the environment provided. What do you think people feel when they first hear Bennie Bates' record for the first time? I'm not sure, because I can't speak for everybody. But, you know, I would hope that they feel, number one, or hear like, damn, bro's fire. Like, sonically, the nigga knows how to do his thing. He doesn't sound like he's unseasoned with this shit. And then secondly, I would like for them to hear deft. You know what I'm saying? Deft in the music. Like, you know, I'm a real lyricist and I'm a real writer. So, you know, lots of the times I'm actually really talking about shit. And if you pay attention to the lyrics, I'm saying a lot of real life shit. You know what I mean? And it's not just your average, like, bitches on my dick, I got hella designer, and pop, and like, you know what I'm saying? No, I tap in though. You know what I'm saying? To real life shit, relationships, friendships, motivation, being in your bag, heartbreak, triumph. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a sad artist either, so don't get me confused with like, I mean, you about to hit depression music for me. That ain't it. My music is like you going through it, but you still that nigga all the way through it. We make struggle look sexy. That's what my music is for, because, you know, everybody's making struggle look sexy. That's what I believe. None of us is perfect or got it all together. I just feel like we all making struggle look sexy for real. What makes you different from other artists coming out of your city right now? Shout out to the artists from the city. And what makes me different from them is that I don't sound like anybody from the city. It's not like where I'm from, we have a specific sound and shit like that or whatever, you feel me? I'm kind of Benny and I do my own thing and I'm in my own lane. And I just don't sound like anybody. You know what I mean? I have my own unique sound. Nobody sounds like me. I'm not going to say or talk down about anybody from the city or whatever their sound is. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing, you know, preference towards their own identity. You know what I'm saying? Mine is mine, and I'm describing my life sonically the way I see fit. So I'm just different because I'm Bennie Bates and they're them. If someone scrolls on your page for 30 seconds, what do you want them to understand about you? That I'm introspective. I want people to understand that I'm very introspective and I'm an intellect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these dumb rappers and, you know what I'm saying, that fed me like, I don't even know. Like, nah, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm very well spoken. I'm introspective. I have a lot of insight, you know, and I'm very knowledgeable about a lot of things. You can even hear in the lyrics, like, you know, the way that I'm talking about things, the way that I'm describing certain situations and stuff like that. Like, you'll get that. This guy might look like, you know, Mr. Bitches and whatever on the surface, but nah, he gets it. How would you describe your sound to someone who's never heard it without using general labels? I won't do that. I describe artists that you would like in a bracket. You know, you throw me on when you listening to Tory Lanez, Brent Fayez, Drake, Don Toliver, Travis Scott, fucking Chris Breezy. I mean, you throw me on in that bracket, we just gonna fit right in. I'm just Bennie Bates though, so I do me how I do me type shit. You feel me? What's the story behind where you're at right now in your career? If anything, I could keep this concise. I've been grinding for a minute. I've been doing this shit for a motherfucking minute, man. A lot of y'all should know me from Team Franklin. If you're from Jersey, you know me from Team Franklin, Boogie to the Get Saucy. If y'all didn't know, that's my vocals on Get Saucy. Y'all been dancing to my music for your whole childhood, basically. You know what I'm saying? But that's me on a Boogie to the Speed It Up. Yeah, your boy. You know what I'm saying? And I've been an entertainer kind of like all my life, man. This is just my calling. When it does come down to the music and shit like that, you know, this is second nature to me, man. Like, so the backstory behind the shit is I'm like anybody else, man. I'm an artist trying to just basically on his way to stardom, man. And, you know, throughout this road to massive popularity for my art, there's trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? I'll skim through some things like, okay, I was Team Franklin. After Team Franklin, went to Atlanta, got signed. I ended up getting signed to Mace. You know what I'm saying? From being signed to Mace, went back independent. You know what I mean? I'm grinding, I went crazy. Independent, dropped a song called Hands Like.
Walked up in the club like this with my hands like. Shawty wanna fuck me cause you know that I'm the man like.
You know what I mean? Shut down Ruckus Campus, Caribbean Day. People out there, you could go look that up on YouTube, whatever. Dropped like 2-3 projects, you know what I mean, until I got to this project called Top Dog. Top Dog was lit. I was doing my motherfucking thing. I ended up signing another deal. I signed this other deal, or whatever the case may be, and this is the deal that fucked me over. You feel me? So for 7 years, basically, I was pretty much in a situation that, you know, held me from being as elusive and free with how I wanted to move with the music. Due to a discrepancy with me as an artist and the label, and, you know, due to how the music business works, and shit like that, you know, I was held in that, I was deceived in that, and I paid for it all in time. Now we here, and I'm back, and I'm better than ever in this motherfucker. This is who you getting right now. We dropping. We blitzing, and we're gonna get more into that story in my next series. So let's go to the next question. What does your music talk about that reflects where you are in life today? My music talks about real shit. I know everybody says that, but when you listen to me, you're about to hear a lot about triumph, betrayal, disappointment, confidence. You know, I talk about things like I don't understand how certain relationships came to be what they are today, but some I don't have anymore. Some I'm happy I have. Some were there for a reason and a season. I'll talk about, you know, love and wanting that. Sometimes not being in the emotional space for it. But then as of recently, I've been more so talking about being in the emotional space for it, but then dealing with people who weren't ready for what that really came with. Expectations, standards, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that, like, you know, we all go through. So I'll give it that for right now. Why should someone tap in with Bennie Bates now? Because Bennie Bates is back to being Bennie motherfucking Bates.
Bennie Bates, one of the hottest out.
All right? For a minute, I had lost myself. You know what I'm saying? I went through the label situation. I had lost myself. I had lost, you know, my personal identity to myself. And now I'm wiser, I'm older, and I'm back in my motherfucking bag. Tapping in with me now, you seeing me at my rawest form, and I'm blitzing shit. I'm going at shit right now like I've never did before. I'm a one-man band man. I record, mix and master my own music, write my own music. You know what I mean? If I ain't got the homies shooting the content for me, I'm shooting the content, you know what I mean? With a tripod. And I'm in my bag right now, and everything that I'm saying in the music, it's no surface level shit. We're getting real. And I'm working on a project called Too Late to Say Sorry. The title is self-explanatory, man. It's a lot of people. You had a lot of time. You had a lot of time. Friends, family, associates, business partners to make this shit right. Now you got to take it up with God.